This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, go ahead and do your minimize what you need to minimize.
There you go. I got okay. Now we're good.
Okay. All right, so here's an example where we have a toe kick of 4.5 inches. So if I go to settings and I go to job parameters and go to toe kicks, let's say I want to do let's say this was a multi-room job, a combination of different heights toe kick. Let's say most of them are going to be 6 inches. So I change it to 6 inches here and click OK. That's going to affect every room in this job now, and they're all going to be 6-inch toe kicks. But let's just say I had one room where I wanted it to be different. So let's just say I had multiple rooms in here. I know I don't, but let's pretend I did. And say room 1 here was going to be 4.5-inch toe kick. Then I don't have a parameter per room. So then it breaks it down to cabinet. So I click on each cabinet and go down here at the bottom left where it says toe. Click on that and say override toe kick height and change that to 4.5. So that's how you can change one cabinet in a room, or you can change all the cabinets in that room by just going in and repeatedly doing that. Override toe kick height, set it to 4.5 or whatever it is that you need to make it. So that's how to adjust toe kicks per cabinet.
Yeah, I was going to parameter and doing by parameter. I didn't see that little thing there.
Yeah, this is where you want, if you want to do just for certain cabinets within a job. So your job parameters, you want to kind of do what most of the cabinets are. You put that value in, and then you go and you change the other cabinets. They're going to be different.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes care of the toe kick adjust. What was the thing you mentioned, Chuck, there in your text about bottom running through?
Well, okay, so I was just talking to John, my fellow that does custom. He said one set of drawers worked really well that you did for Comp, and Martinovich was a little bit off. So he's wondering, can we go the other way of doors where the sides are an 1/8 inch higher than the front and back? Can you create a drawer schedule and then the bottom goes all the way through?
Yeah,
the drawer bottom. I got you.
Yeah, and then just we don't have that little bit of, like, the drawers that are perfect are great. The ones that are off, then they're starting to cut dowels and kind of mess with. So if you have that little bit of 1/8 inch play, he's just wondering,
can we make the sides bigger than front and back?
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember this, Chuck, but at JMV what we did is I set it up so that the front and back were pulled down 1/8 of an inch, so the sides were sticking. So we didn't have to ever try and line it up flush.
Yeah,
and it worked out perfectly. Never had an issue with it, not working. So I can do that, and I can also have this. We also ran the bottom all the way through. So instead of dadoing in the front and back, the front and back sat on top of the bottom.
Yeah.
That we're after.
Like,
okay.
We can make.
I can make another one.
Yeah, sure.
We don't have to have.
Oh yeah, no. Always keep in mind, guys. We don't have to take your existing one. We could keep it. We could just add a new one. So what is your one that you're using? The LGA drawer box?
No, LGA drawer boxes.
Yeah, we got a standard drawer box. We got just a regular drawer box.
That one.
This one. Okay, yeah. That one. Okay, so we're going to copy that then, because we've got all standard sizes that we want in here.
Yeah.
Although we're going to have to look at these sizes because they are going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, if we go through, that has to be different.
Yeah, then these will become the like the 540s, the 490s, the 440s, the 390s. Yeah. So let's go copy. So call it LGA. This is going to be a new drawer box. What do you want to call this one? We'll call it a drawer, obviously.
You can call Silverdale drawer box.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good plan. I like it. There we go. So this one's gonna be planned on. So I'm gonna take this guy. We're gonna just get rid of all those operations, make it a square. So that means by doing plant on, that means that the bottom runs through. Okay. That's fine there. The recess, none of that's going to change. These values are going to change here. So we're going to do we'll go all the way down to like a 12-inch. Do you ever do anything smaller than that, Chuck? Did it ever come up?
I think I've got one coming up that is smaller. You better do it.
Yeah, let's go down. We can probably go down to, I know, a 10-inch. So let's maybe start with a 240. Okay. Then we'll do a 290, then 340, 390. Oops. Actually, that should be in millimeters. I know it doesn't change, but it does know. Okay, so 240.
So the sides get like an 1/8 inch dado?
for the front and back. You want,
No, the front and back sit on top, but the sides of the drawer.
I think it's a 1/4 inch deep dado for the bottoms.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
390, then we've got 440, 490, 540, 590. So we've got basically 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and a 24-inch size.
Yeah,
Or
but let's go 26. I've just got a job right now. I'm putting 26s in.
Okay. 590 and then 640.
And is this where we talked about the distance off the bottom of the gable? Or no?
No,
No.
that's going to be, that's different. So this is just a drawer box construction itself. And you know, we do want to apply banding because we want it to count that. You're probably using a millimeter plywood or something, right?
How do you do the size, the sides an eighth higher than?
Right. We have to, there's it's different route for that. We have to create what we call a custom parameter to take the front and back and shrink it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, we'll copy that as well, and we'll call it the Silverdale.
But this is the problem, John. If you do that, when I drill it, it's going to drill 19 mil. So that we have to change the drilling pattern on the side of the
For the dowel here.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because if we look at this right now, look at the operations, and where's this hole right there? So that is sitting at 131, 150. So 150 minus 131. So you got it sitting 19 millimeters off there.
Yeah.
So you want it,
Yeah.
we're gonna drop that down to 21 millimeters, right?
Yeah, that's about an 8, right?
It's an 8. Yeah, 3 mil. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna click on here, and we're gonna go 19.
But this is going to do only for
Silverdale.
Silverdale. Okay.
Just for the Silverdale drawer. That's right.
Okay.
So yeah. So click OK.
If I like that, I can change on my ones later on.
Yes, that's true. That is true. 21. There we go.
So that's 19 plus 2, yeah? 2 mil. You've
I
moved
went
it-
3 mil. 19 plus 3.
so it should
Oh,
be
it's
20.
22. I'm sorry. Duh. Yeah. 22. Correct. Thank you. There we go.
Come on.
I know.
There
I'm
we
just
go.
all of John's life and rock and roll. I'm sure there's a couple of brain cells missing, but then I watch. Oh,
And then we got that up from the bottom. Okay. So that one is fine. Okay, so let's go click OK and do the same on the right side. So just click on it. It brings up this editor. We get in and do the part editing for the operations, and then we just click on the little formula icon next to it and change it from part width minus 22. Click on that guy, part width minus 22. Okay, and then what we'll do, so I'm gonna do the Silverdale tray, copy that. So rather than redoing that, I just copy that over. Okay, so the Silverdale tray, rollout tray, we have to designate a rollout tray.
Mhm.
And what would be a standard size? Probably 104, right? We'll start at 104. You can
Sure.
always change it, but that's, you know, a good place to start.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's a height. You got it.
Yeah.
In the drawer looks at this list down here. The rollout tray looks at the value up here. But other than that, we're probably good there. Okay, so let's go and in this job, we'll create that custom parameter. I'm going to create a custom parameter. I'm going to export it. I'm going to put it into a place that then you can pick and choose when you want to bring that into a job. Now, what I could do is I think what realistically what we should do is just like we have an LGA frameless, we should copy that and call it a Silverdale frameless. And then on the Silverdale, we can have the custom parameter for the drawer, so it's in there all the time, Chuck. So you don't have to do this.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we won't have to do that every single time. But all right, so we're going to go click on edit. We'll do it here first at the job level, and then we'll bring it into your library. So we're going to go new, and then we're going to do reduce drawer front 3 mil. So we're going to modify a part. We want to do that on every cabinet that we would ever put a drawer into. And we want to take this and we want to do the drawer front. And the width. I think it's going to be -3, -0.125. We're in inches, so -1/8 of an inch. Let's click OK. Let me just make sure it's working before I go any further. Get rid of these upper cabinets. So when a custom parameter takes effect, you'll see how the parts turn blue. And if we look at the side view of this, we can see how the front is now down.
Now, can you
an eighth of an
measure?
inch.
Can you measure
Yeah, I
them?
Yep. So from there
Yeah.
to the center of the hole, that's going to be our 3/4, right?
That has to be 19 mil.
19 mil. That's interesting.
It's 3/4.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I just forgot something. I forgot to pick Chuck's drawer. We got to go back to the drawer here and change this from the LJ to the Silverdale drawer. There we go. That's an important one. That's what's going to make the difference here. So now if we go look at this and zoom in, let me get rid of that. I can see it's already better. So from there to here is going to be your 19 mil. There's your 3/4.
That's right. Good.
Okay, so we got to do the back as well. And now you can see how the front and back are sitting on top of the drawer now, and the bottom is running all the way through.
Yeah. Good.
And let's go do the one more.
What are you doing on? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is everything I'm doing right now is just existing in this file share test job. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take it from here and we're going to extract this information and bring it into the library. So we're going to set up the library so it'll be the way that Chuck wants it. Reduce drawer back 3 mil. And go to drawer back width -0.125. Drawer front, drawer back. So I'm going to export that. I'm going to put that into, where's your Dropbox location? Create a new folder in here. We'll call it random files. And I'm going to pop it in. I'm putting it in there so I can retrieve it. Go there and export that as well. By doing the import export thing, it just allows me to take it from this job and bring it into library level, which we're going to do next. So let's verify it's working here for the back as well. And yep, now let's double check the drawer size to make sure it is. Let's clear that out. Let's go into millimeters, view cut list, drawer box size. So we got 540. Perfect. So we got a 550 drawer slide, which is a 22. We need a 540 drawer box. It's giving us the right size. That's perfect.
Okay. And this
Now,
is
while we're here, we had to remember one of the things you were mentioning to me was just if I was understanding correctly, you're saying this one, these drawer slide holes need to go up an 1/8 of an inch from where they currently are. So right now they are. So if I measure from the bottom here up 1 5/8, okay, which is what 1.625 times 25.4. So that's basically 41.275 millimeter. So I'll show you where that's coming from. So how Mosaic works is it looks at, for the bottom drawer, it's referencing from this point to the center of the hole, of the drawer slide hole. Then in every subsequent drawer above it, because there is no bottom or stretcher in here, what it then does, it references from the bottom of the drawer front up. So this should be the same.
Yeah.
If we go, whoops, if I go to the center of the hole.
John, can I just interject here? I like my drawer boxes with that stretcher below the top drawer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is simpler to.
So you want one here or no?
I normally do, yeah. I normally
Oh, you
put a
do?
stretcher.
Okay. Really easy to do then. So, and again, this is something we can set up in your library where
Yeah.
basically you click on you do that under the interior of the cabinet. So the face allows you to work on the outside, then the interior, we'll just
I can
select
add
it, we split it. It will always come in as an adjustable shelf. So change that to a stretcher.
Yeah.
And then drag that close to where you want it. You don't have to put it exactly, you just drag it close and let it go. And then right here where it says lock, no lock, lock that to the center. It will automatically find the reveal
Okay,
on the front and
That's-
snap to that point.
okay, we're good.
And then you're going to see if I measure from top of that stretcher to the center of that hole, that's going to be your 1 5/8. So that you see how that's consistent there. It's measuring from here up 1 5/8. On the bottom, it's measuring up 1 5/8. Now, if we move this one up 1/8 of an inch, these ones are also going to go up 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay. Now, is that correct or is that wrong? Do you just want the bottom one up 1/8 of an inch?
Technically, just need the ball. Everything else is. I'm not trying to be difficult, but just because I have 3/4 inch bottoms and this thing's basing it on 5/8 bottoms, right?
Right, but watch but okay, so let me show you this. I'm going to do an override on this one. I'm going to go info. I'm going to change the case from we'll pick a 3/4 MDF or melamine, doesn't matter. We'll pick a 3/4 melamine cabinet. Okay, so now we just changed the material. You can see here the bottom is made out of 3/4 material. So if I look at the cabinet again, now this has become 3/4 material. Okay. However, this distance should still be 1 5/8 because it's referencing from there. So the holes will have moved up. So they've moved up. There's still 1 5/8 here, but it's an eighth higher from the bottom of the cabinet because it's now accommodating that extra thickness of the material.
It didn't though. It didn't. That's the problem. It did. We
Because when you put the bottom slide, it hits the bottom of the cabinet and you don't meet the holes.
But Leandro, we had something where it said this is based on a 5/8 bottom.
If you go to
Sure.
the library, go to
Okay.
library and hardware,
Yeah, library hardware.
yeah, and then guides.
Mhm.
See that on a comment, it says maximum material except 5/8.
Yes, that's not for the bottom. That's because this is an undermount drawer. That means the drawer box material cannot be more than 5/8 because it doesn't work with the drawer slides.
Okay.
Because it's clearance here, 21 millimeter per side. So that's from the inside of the cabinet, inside the drawer box. So
Yep.
imagine if you tried to use a 19 millimeter material, that doesn't leave you a whole lot of clearance. It just doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So it won't fit on, it physically will not fit on those drawer slides. That's
Yeah.
what that comment is for. It doesn't matter whether you use 5/8 or 1/2 inch or 3/4 or even 1 inch material for your case. It's always referencing from the inside. So as you change it, it's going to adjust. So the value of this number right there. So
Yeah,
if we
that's
say,
what I did.
yeah,
I
14
changed
plus
that
27.
Yeah.
So that's 41. That's your 41 millimeter, which is what we're sitting at right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this 14 millimeter, that can't be less than that. That's if you actually take your hardware, drop it on the cabinet, and put it on, screw it in with it sitting on the bottom. Now
Yeah.
the 14 millimeter and plus this 27 millimeter is where the hole is going to get drilled. So it's drilling it at 41 millimeters up.
Okay. Yeah.
So if we go back and look at the cabinet right here, and we'll flip this into millimeters. So this is your 41 millimeter. It's always going to reference from the inside here to this point. So there's your 41 mil. Okay.
41. Yeah.
Now, if I measure that's from the bottom of the cabinet to that center of that hole. There we go. That's going to be 60, right? So 41 minus 60. So there's your 19 mil difference, your 3/4 difference.
Yeah.
If I change this cabinet back to 5/8 material, it will adjust automatically. Now, if it didn't work on some job that you ran, I'm thinking it was something was not selected properly, and that's what that will happen, because Mosaic will always look at this value here. Whoops. So go back to here and zoom in now. So if I click on, get rid of, you see how right now everything is down an eighth of an inch from where it was?
Yeah.
Okay, and then if we take that guy, you can see where that's where it was. So that's your eighth of an inch difference because everything moved down. The drawers moved down, the holes moved down because it's still 41 millimeters off the bottom of the
Yeah.
cabinet. So as long as you pick the right material for the cabinet, it's going to move and adjust automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's been that way since day one for that reason alone, because people make cabinets out of all kinds of materials. So
Yeah.
it always references from the inside. So as I was mentioning, on the bottom, it references from the inside of your bottom.
Yeah.
On the middle drawer, it'll reference from the actual bottom of the drawer face right here because it has nothing else to reference from. So that's where it goes from there. And then on the top one, it's going to, just like the bottom, it's going to reference from the top of that stretcher up
Yeah,
to 41
that's what I
millimeters.
meant. I noticed that. So yeah.
Okay. So drawer box.
But now he needs to set up a face frame.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's close out this for a second. We're going to jump into, we're going to go in, make a copy. So we're going to go into Dropbox, Mosaic shared. So we're going to take the product libraries and we're going to copy the LGA frameless, and I'm going to call it Silverdale frameless. So it's going to have two of them in there. One's going to be frameless and one will be face frame. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is a library that's going to have that custom parameter override for the
drilling
drawer box. Yeah.
For the drawer box and
Yeah. So we'll call it
Silverdale.
we'll do it like that.
Face frame.
Yeah, we're going to copy the face frame and do the same. There we go.
Are you doing on my computer? How he? Oh,
No, remember everything we're doing now is going to be on both your computers because everything is, this is in the Dropbox.
okay, yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
So now we'll go ahead and open up Mosaic once again.
Oh,
It'll take.
You're dealing with a couple of old parts here, but you're an old part too.
It'll take a little while for your head to wrap around that, but just think now that easiest here. I'll draw a picture because this always, I find this always help. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
all right, so let's do this. Let's go. Okay, so here's Chuck's computer. Leandro, here's your computer,
Yeah.
and here's Dropbox. Okay, so that's going to be we'll call it our Dropbox.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Chuck over here, and then there's Leandro over here. So now everything to do with Mosaic is contained in this folder here. So now this computer is going back and forth, writing and reading from that location, and so is that one. So that's why you can look at the jobs here, because when Chuck enters them, they show up here, and then your computer is reading it from there.
Same with the other computer as well, right?
Yes, and then that's right. Then we got Leandro number 2 over here, and it's doing the same thing. It's also connecting to that same location. So everything is up in this Dropbox location. So if you add something on this computer, everybody else sees it. And that's the beauty of that. It's everything is like working off one central location, and that way nobody's going to have missing templates or missing jobs or anything at all like that.
Okay.
So now I'll go up here to libraries. We'll go to products. So now I'm going up to the main library level. I'm going to pick first off the Silverdale frameless because I want to bring in those custom parameters. So I click on parameters, go to custom parameter.
But then it's not. So just a second there.
Sure. Import. There we go. So now we've brought in. There we go. So now we can go look.
LGA frame is now we use the other one. We use oh no
So,
we don't use that one.
Yeah. Do you want to make one here and call it Silverdale frameless Dalkin?
We do.
Yeah.
We use. So just a second.
Sure.
So if you go down, here. Oh.
No, it's down here under load.
Yeah. Can I go? Can I?
Just click, click OK, click OK.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay here.
okay. Yeah.
And then okay here.
Yeah.
But then when you go to library, no, where's my oh, this what did you do?
Go to products. Go, you want to pick your library, your LGA frameless, right?
Yeah, but then there is a conformat and then there is a data back on it. And we are, yeah, when you, this
Okay, let me see what you got here under load. So you got, well, here you got a
frameless
few options.
conformat Q data back. That's the one I
That's the
use
one
for
you
it.
want there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
very important, especially since you've got multiples going on here. Be careful to keep track of what's what and make sure that this file name matches exactly what you got up here. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to copy it.
Yeah.
And click open. We're going to load it in just for good measure. And there we go. Now it says LGA frameless dowel conformat.
Yeah, that's the one that we use for all his cabinets.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we're going to load that into Chuck's then. We're not even, so we're going to open up, even though the library says Silverdale frameless, we're going to click on parameters and we're going to go load, and we're going to load in that Q data back.
Creates
so then you know there's no question that Chuck's cabinets are now being built the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, now if we look at it, I just want to verify that we got the custom parameters in effect. So we'll look at this guy here, and we should be able to see that the front and back of the drawers are down 1/8 of an inch. Perfect.
Yeah, but still data down.
Yeah, because the library, the drawer box instruction is determined at job level, not here at the library. So all I wanted to do was make sure the custom parameters was in effect. So that part's good. We'll you know, it works at a job level. If you pick his drawer, then it's going to get the proper construction. Your drawer is still the same as what it was before, Leandro, right? So we didn't touch that one.
No.
Okay. Now let's set up face frame. So let's go to parameters. So before I go any further here, we want the box construction to be the same as the frameless, do we not? Like the backs, the tops and bottoms and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to load in that LGA, this guy, open. Yep. But we're going to call this one. Do you want to call it LGA face frame or call it Silverdale face frame?
Doesn't matter. Just
we'll call it LGA because we'll keep it all LGA because that's what it is. And we'll just call it face frame dowel conformat Q data back. Okay, so let's go to face. Change this from a frameless to face frame. Now, Chuck, when we're talking face frame, what kind of face frame are we talking about? Inset face frame, overlay face frame?
Inset face frame.
Inset face frame. So go frame inset and frame inset. And what are your typical face frame size?
Well, this one I'm working on is 1 5/8. Everything's 1 5/8. Oh, the top rail on, well, the top rail on base cabinets is 1 5/8. The top rail on upper cabinets might be more.
Is how much?
Oh, that's 2 1/8, I think. 2 1/8.
Okay, 2 1/8. Okay. And the bottom rail on the base cab?
Yeah, 1 5/8.
Okay. 1.58. And then all styles are 1 5/8 as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
Center style and center rail also 1 5/8.
Yeah, everything.
Okay. Now, quick question here. When you put a face frame up against the wall, do you add a little bit extra for scribing or no?
Yes. Yeah. But
how much typically?
Then I'm going to, I would add 3/8 of an inch.
Okay.
So it's going to build the cabinet actually 3/8 of an inch wider than it needs to be, right?
Well, yeah. So if you say you've got a 30-inch cabinet that's going to go up against the wall,
yeah,
it's going to dimension it on your drawings at a 30-inch cabinet, but it's going to actually take that face frame and you'll see it. It's going to be 3/8 wider to be where it buries it into the wall to show you that that's going to get scribed off on the job site.
Fair enough. Good. Okay.
Okay. Your inset door reveal all the way around here, is that 1/8 of an inch?
8, sure. Let's just go 1/8 of an inch.
Okay. And what would your typical top drawer opening height be? So between the frames?
I think, oh, shoot. Can I just take the control for a second?
Yep.
Or do I gotta find my I guess I'll minimize that. I just gotta see what it is. It'll just take a second.
Okay. So you're working on your computer right now, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not 6.5.
Not for this one. This is
But
This
what's typical what you're doing?
I think 6. I think 6 for face frame, but I don't know for sure. I think it's 6.
Well, you know what? We can put it in at 6, Chuck, and you can always come back and change it. And you can, you could either change it here at the library level or change it at the job level.
Okay.
Trying to think what else would be, anything else would be the same. Oh, scribes. We got to go with scribe. This has to do with face frame. So do you always make it flush on the inside?
No, I make it. I make the box a 1/16 of an inch wider than the inside of the face frame. So if my inside opening is 20, I'll make the box 20 and a 1/16 plus an inch and a half.
Okay, so are your face frames, are they now when you say 20 and a 16, are you talking about inside? So your frames are sticking in a 1/16 of, or like a 32nd here and a 32nd here?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to see any of the face of my. Okay, so the trick is on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
I make that box a 1/16 inch more than the opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the bottom, though, I have the bottom sit up a 1/16 of an inch and flush on the
Yes. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I got you. So let's do this.
And it's 5 3/4 for my top drawer.
Okay, 5 3/4. Okay, and then so you said on the bottom it sticks up a 1/16 of an inch. It sticks up, right?
Yeah.
And same thing if you had a fixed shelf, it'd be a 1/16 of an inch there as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then sorry, go back to the door. So it was 5 3/4. Okay, 5.75. All right. And do you still mount all your hardware and everything still directly onto the sides of your cabinet like it was frameless? Same.
Yeah.
Same. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
That way I get my 7/16 gap for my balloon glides, right? So.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go and we'll save as. I don't think we got to bring in the custom parameter here as well. Import.
Oh. Go
back. Storefront. All right, let's just go test this out here real quick. So we're going to go into that file share test job. So we're going to create a new room. So go new room and we'll call this one room 2 face frame test. So I'm going to pull in from the Silverdale face frame cabinet library. Let's just pull in
You pull that out of settings, right?
yeah, so up here, so no, the settings are still the same. I didn't even touch the settings.
Okay.
What I did, when I went to the products tab, from this drop down here is where I can pick and choose what library I want to pull from. So I selected the Silverdale face frame. So now if we zoom in on this, we can see, oops, there's our.
Yeah.
So if we look at this, so if we see we have this, let me, are we in millimeters? Let me flip that back to inches. There we go. So if we look at this, the opening on this cabinet, for example, this 26 3/4, that's what it is from frame to frame.
Yeah.
If we look at the interior of the cabinet, we're 26 13/16, so we're a 16th bigger.
Love it. Okay.
And then if we look at the top view of this guy, we can see, or from a side view, we can see that the face frame sticking up a 16th right there from the bottom.
No, sorry, I got it the other way. It's the other way.
The bottom.
The bottom sticks up a 16th from the face frame.
Oh, okay. But just so I'm clear, the top down view, it's the other way like this, where
yes,
the face frame is just slightly inward, just covering that slightly.
Correct.
Okay. So let me go back and fix that. So the library, parameters. So back to scribing. So if we say right here under the top interior scribe on the bottom, we're going to go minus
Nice.
16th of an inch. That's going to bring it in.
Yeah.
Minus 0.0625. And then what I'll do is I will go back to the job and load that in. So now that I've got some face frame cabinets in this job, if I go back to settings, you're going to notice that if I go to libraries, you'll see right here
Mhm.
the new face frame library showing up. So if I click on edit, and if I click on right down, notice that it says 16th. If I go load, and I pick that LGA face frame, click open. Says you want to overwrite current parameters. Yes. Now you can see how it went to negative.
Yeah.
Now if I go back and look at the cabinet, that's going to affect everything in this job. So I don't have to redraw a single thing. So if I look at the cabinet, look at the side view, and zoom in on this, now we can see it's the other way. The bottom is sticking up a 16th of an inch there.
How are we doing for adjustable shelf in this one? Does it automatically make that less gap that you like? Remember how you always adjusted your?
Yeah, I already.
It's all done?
It's all done.
Okay,
It's
good.
it's up to 2 mil now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the shelf, it's still 2 mil less than the
Okay.
opening, right?
Yeah, we can check that out. So we got flip millimeters. So we got 681, and the adjustable shelf is 678. So 681 minus 678.5. So 2.5 millimeters less.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I forgot to give you the hard copy of the drawings, but I sent an email to Brent.
So now I want to show you something here, Chuck. What I was mentioning earlier. Let's take this guy and let's say there's a wall on the right end. Let's say there's a wall over here. Cabinet's going to die into it. So if we took this guy and we just slammed them over to that end, you see what happens? It's still dimensioned at a 30-inch cabinet, but it's showing that extra 3/8 scribe right there.
That's nice. That's great.
And it'll show up on the cut list that way. And also when you go to your cut list, this is kind of nice now because you're going to go to cut list all parts, top left, and go face frame. And what it'll do, it'll give you all the cut list of the face frames for that job. And it tells you how many linear feet. So 2.5 feet of 2-inch, 9.2 feet of 1 and 5/8. So it breaks it out for you on how much solid lumber you need to mill up for that face frame job.
Awesome.
The kick still 4.5.
But I can adjust that, right?
Yep, you can adjust it by going to edit job. And then once you've got cabinets in, it doesn't matter whether you edit here or here. It's the same deal. So we're but this is frameless right now. So because remember, that's the first room is frameless on this job. So we click on edit job parameters. So if we want to do toe kick, go to toe kick and set it to whatever you want to set it. With your face frame, what do you want your toe kick height to be?
Yeah, I'll have to look. I think it's 4.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go back to your library. Remember this is just a test job we're playing around with, but in the library is where you want to do these changes, Chuck, because that's going to affect every new job you start from now on. So make sure you go up to libraries, pick your Silverdale face frame cabinets, then go and set up whatever toe kick you want here. And then always click after you've made your changes. Good practice to get into is click save as.
Yeah.
Yes. Now don't rename it at this point because I've seen too many people run into problems where this file name and this file name don't match, and then they get all confused and they don't know what the hell they've got loaded in. So make sure that doesn't change, and just click save and say, do you want to replace it, and say yes. And that way that file is always current and up to date. Now, before I sign off, let me.
I have one question before you end up.
Yep.
When we do the head bending.
Yep.
I always have to change on product for LGA cabinet solution for LGA bending. So how can I get this as for like a standard? I don't.
Sure. We'll do that. And so we'll set it up. And then what I want to do is I also want to jump back onto Chuck's and make sure that the file sharing is all up to date.
Okay. I've got one more question for you too, just on my last job. So
when you go,
so let's look at your LGA frameless first of all. Click on parameters and go down here to other. You got the sample banding.
Yeah, I need to change that to LGA bending. Edge bending. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
There we go. So go save as, and again, like I said before, always good practice to get into and save that.
So that's now, it's that standard now, right? I don't have to change every time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's all standard now. And I should double check the Silverdale frameless as well. It should be the same banding, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. So
LJ
I'll
banding.
change it.
Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to check the banding on the face frame, because we don't want to have all the frameless banding on that one as well, because that's going to band everything like it's a frameless cabinet. I guess technically it's not the end of the world. You're just putting face frames on it. So yeah, I think we'll be all right. We'll leave it at that. We'll just pick the LGA branding. So at least it shows up on your drawers and shelves the way it's supposed to. Okay, Chuck, question?
Okay, so can I open up a job?
Yep.
You need to jump to his.
Yeah, let's jump. Let me close out Mosaic here. So let's, there we go. And I'm going to jump over onto yours, Chuck. There we go. Make presenter, request keyboard control.
Click down here first.
I think you got it. Are you on or no, John?
Mm-hmm. Yep, let me see if I can move the mouse around. Give me a quick second here.
Yeah,
Yep,
you can.
okay. So what job are we looking for?
Looking for Silverdale. Oh,
You can go ahead and just scroll
where
down.
did it go?
It'd be at the bottom. There.
Squamish. Okay, room 2.
Now you can rename these rooms, Chuck, if you need to, by going to
Yeah.
the room tab. And if you go to the room tab, you can give it a new name here if you want to call
Okay,
it
so
something.
when I look at products,
Okay.
Here. 2 things. These 2 cabinets up top are open both sides, so there's both sides.
Yep. Okay.
And actually, the 2 bottom ones as well, the 2 banks and drawers I got to use that stupid 2-way glide on there. Like, so,
okay.
yeah. So
Okay,
I don't know
so-
if that's something that's easy or something we just say, we'll take the back off or.
Nope.
what do we-
Okay. Well, so what we can do is we'll click on this upper cabinet and
Yeah.
we go into edit. So what you want to do is you want to do this in the shape tab. And so what we're looking at here is a top-down view of the cabinet. So we're going to click on the back. We're going to change it from a back to a back face. A face allows you to put, so now we can see it's open all the way through. So now I go to my face tab and I'm looking at the front face here. And if I select the back face, right face, hang on, what did I do to make it?
I think you did it
Oh,
wrong.
I'm sorry, I meant the back face.
Yeah.
There we go. So now I go to my face here and I select the back face on it. And then I can click on this and now it's open. If I put a pair of doors on there, now I've got a cabinet that's got doors on both sides and it's open all the way through.
Easy peasy. Okay.
So you can do the same on the base cabinet, click on edit, click on the shape, again, it'll take this, make it a back face. And then you can go, right now, again, it's wide open in there. Now, as far as the actual drawers go and stuff, what you'll do is you'll go on this side, on the back face, you'll put in the drawer fronts, like you'll put drawers. So if we split this, now you gotta be careful, right now we got 2 drawers that are banging into each other. So what you want to take this guy and you want to change that to a drawer front. And that'll give you the drawer front, and then you have to take the drawer box and make it deeper, obviously.
And it's going to be different hardware. It's going to be the Accurate, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, so there's a few things that are going to happen. If you want those, also these are going to have to be inset, because obviously how else would that work, right?
Oh boy, you're thinking more than I am. Yeah.
So then what you want to do, you want to change this from a frameless to a frameless inset. And then now they're in between the gables and top and bottom like that, the drawer fronts.
Holy cow. Yeah.
And then so again, you go back to the back face, click on this cat. Well, actually, let's go to the front face and change this size properly here. So let's go back what it was. So 6 and 5, 16, and then equal. That's not equal. We got to make that equal. So often I will do this if things aren't working correctly, then I'll just clear it out, and that just gives me basically a blank slate. And then I'll split that, and I'll take that and split that. So now I've got 2 equal, and a top drawer. Now I go to my back face, clear that out, split it, change that to a drawer front, and take this, split that, select it, change it from a drawer to a drawer front, click on that one, change it from a drawer to a drawer front. And now what I've got, now if I want to put handles on there, what I can do is I can, instead of changing to drawer front, is I make it a drawer and then just override the drawer box and set it to no drawer slide or to no drawer box. And but yes, also same deal as right now, it's using the undermount. So you got to go to, if you want to override at a cabinet level, you can do that, but it's a bit time consuming. So, you know, you have to do each one, click on override, change the drawer box, the drawer slide if need be. Now the drawer box is probably not going to change. You the same drawer box, it'll be fine, but you want to change the slides. So you can do that there, or what you can do is you can go to the settings. So everything in this one room is going to have under drawers, instead of the LGA, you know, you can pick your Accuride, right? So,
No Accuride there.
oh, it's funny. Let me bring that in for you because we do have that. So let me import that real quick. There we go, 3832. So now if I go to libraries, I go to hardware, and we'll find the Accuride 3832 up here. So that's all geared up. All the drilling is already set for that.
Come on.
It's all ready to go. So what you would do then is just override it here. Again, any setting that you do here is for this one room. So this is for room 2 only if I change this to Accuride. Right?
Okay, and it might actually just be for the 2 cabinets, more than the whole room, right?
Then okay, so then yeah, so then you want to go back to the LGA. There we go. So then if it's just for a couple of cabinets in that room, which looks like it is, just probably those 2 cabinets, is you go through this guy, go to the face, go select each drawer, go to override, and change the slide here to the Accuride. And that way,
okay,
it's just changing for that drawer, then do the same for this one, and so on until you get.
Okay, no, you just saved me a lot of, a boo-boo. You saved me a boo-boo. I forgot that the drawers have to be inset.
Got to be into that. All right, there we go. So now if we look at the at this, we'll see that we have our standard 1/2-inch clearance, you know, right here.
Yeah.
And that's inset there as well, so that will work. Now
the drawer's not deep enough though, but
no, yeah. So you got to be careful, because when you tell the program that you're dealing with set sizes, so what we should probably do real quick is I'm going to take you back to drawer box. I'm going to take the Silverdale drawer box. I'm going to copy this. Right now you're set to these sizes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to have one that's specifically going to fit that cabinet exactly. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make a copy of it and call it Silverdale drawer. We'll call it max depth, right?
Okay.
So meaning this one is not going to have standard sizes. So this is going to be whatever the hell we tell it to be.
Yeah.
So click OK. So now if I take this guy and I go to that same deal, you're going to go to the face, you're going to select the drawer, you're going to click on override, and you change it here from the drawer box to the max depth. Then what's going to happen is we can adjust it. So let's take a look at how much we need to adjust it. So first of all, we want to go in there. Oh, look at that. It's already doing the max depth for me.
Nice.
So problem solved. Do the same thing on this one. Go to override, pick the max depth, and it's going to just maximize itself in the opening. Now, once you get the first cabinet set up, what you can do is do a copy and paste, and the second one is done. So there you go.
Perfect. Thanks, bud. Okay, I'm done with me. My brain's fried.
Now, Chuck, anytime you need help, just, you know, you guys can, you know, if it's a quick little question, I don't mind if you just shoot me a text. I'll be happy to answer any questions I can for you.
You're the best. Right on. Thanks.
All right, you guys, take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Are you good, Leandro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Oh, you know what? Let me just check one more thing. I want to make sure that it is working, obviously, but I just want to confirm it. I want to open up the file sharing test job on this one. Where is it? Go file. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, perfect. There we go.
Good.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, there it is there. So everything I just did on the other computer is now over here. So perfect. That works.
Thank you so much, man. You're a brilliant man.
You're welcome, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Right, bye-bye.